All right. Okay. I'm ad-libbing this now. Yeah. Okay, well, first of all, I got up here because of the Earth Island Institute and everybody who's helped me. I'd like to thank them for hosting this incredible event. And my team back home, you saw some of them in the video. I mean, they do all the stuff I do with me, keep me going sometimes. And also, back to Earth Island, I would have to personally thank them for giving me the opportunity to share this experience with all the other BIA members. It's called BIA because, I mean, it's kind of a mouthful to say, oh, yesterday night I went to the Broward Youth Awards. I mean, it's right here, you know, BIA. Much easier to say. So, I mean, if you hear us doing that during the applause, we're not crazy. There's a point behind it. Okay, now to the other part of my speech. As youth, we have a very instrumental part in our world because people tend to listen to us more. I mean, I personally started community service, or somewhat coerced into it, but I mean, now look where I am. I mean, I've gone to correlate a feeling of like general goodness that you can't really describe unless you felt it before. I mean, from helping others and the world. I mean, we as youth have a genuine care for the environment and all the work that we do. We're passionate about it, and this is why we get sometimes more voice than adults do. I mean, as an adult, you'd be like, oh, you want to reduce what? Give us a number, tell us it won't cost us money, and we'll get back to you in about 2 or 3 years. So, as children and as youth now we can, well now basically we can turn some heads a little better maybe, get them to think, you know, maybe we actually ought to do something. I mean, they're taking a stand, they're fighting for it, it's their future, so I mean, as adults, they have somewhat of an obligation to leave us a world that, I mean, we can actually work with and where we're not all dead. I mean, and as for environmental work, there's no instant gratification. You can't be like, bam, it's done. I mean, it's gonna take a while, and since we're youth, we got, I mean, a long time. We can wade through it all. I mean, it's gonna get there sometime. I mean, it all just depends on how many people get active, take a stand, and just like push for change. I mean, that's what we really need. We need the change here. I mean, what we need to really do is get everybody else in the world to think, wow, I never really thought about that. I mean, that's just so much of our work. I mean, after reading about the e-waste problem and like about 1 month into our project, we found this guy in our town who thought he was being smart by saving some money on disposing of computers. I mean, this guy took a backhoe out into his backyard, dug this like pit thing, and threw 50 Macs in there. And we were just like, kind of stare at him in shock and just like, no, you can't do that anymore. I mean, it felt so strange and enlightened to be able to know this after like just working on it for a single month. And that's kind of my philosophy. I mean, get everybody knowing about it and everybody do their part. I mean, I do e-waste things. A bunch of people do other stuff like preventing oil dumpings, global warming, social and environmental justice. I mean, they got their things, I got mine. I'll do mine and be confident that they're doing their things so that, I mean, I don't need to worry about everything else and commit suicide or something stupid like that. And like, I'm actually gonna wrap this up now. As a closing, I'd just like to share something that was really powerful and touching to me personally, and I'm sure everybody else who was there. We were at the Biden Years Conference a couple days ago, and there was this, I'm sure many of you have been there, and we had this thing with the youth and the 13 indigenous grandmothers, and I mean, there was a prayer there said that, I mean, okay, I'll just share it with you now, just be direct about it. You see, the prayer was that, may there always be grandmothers like you, I mean, we were addressing them, and youth like us, so that the grandmothers can teach the youth believe they can make a difference, and then the youth can act on it and make some change. Thank you.